Well, at a critical moment in these negotiations between the UK and the EU, another Brexiteer prediction has actually come true, because we're seeing EU business leaders now putting the squeeze on Brussels to secure themselves a deal with the UK. Going to bring you all the very latest on this, guys, but as ever, please start off by clicking subscribe and the bell, and of course you can support my work. Join the Supporters Club for exclusive perks now by clicking the join button below. Would really appreciate that if you want to support my work. Now, big shout out to Guido Fawkes, because God knows I've not seen this story in too many other places. As I say, big shout out to Guido for reporting on this one. And Euro Guido making the point this morning. Remember when Romaniacs mocked leavers who argued that EU big business would pressure politicians to do a deal? Well, guess what? And here's the crack. On the eve of the European Council, on the 15th and 16th of October, the presidents of MEDEF, Confindustria and the BDI, the major business organisations of France, Italy and Germany, have called on the EU and the UK to reach a deal. In the letter, they spell out how no deal would add further difficulties to and would undermine tens of thousands of jobs and activities in all our countries. Going further than ever before, the continental business leaders go on to write, the risk of no deal is real. It would lead to cascading consequences, they say, for our businesses as well as for our citizens: custom duties, controls, bureaucracy, delays, blockages, outsourcing, and so on. They also say in this historical momentum, we appeal to collective intelligence so that this partnership can be established on a confident and solid foundation. The letter is pointedly directed to the EU side, Guido reports, who many see as dragging their feet. Despite Boris and Ursula von der Leyen agreeing to accelerate talks weeks ago, Guido understands the UK side is frustrated that the talks haven't been more intensive over the past 2 weeks. The EU has insisted on not talking about legal texts until the level playing field and fishing have been settled, wasting time since the summer. A very unusual course of action at this stage of a negotiation. And I will point it out again, and I won't apologise for it. The very idea, the very concept of the EU pushing for a so-called level playing field shows you their desire for the UK to sign up to EU rules and restrictions on areas like state aid. Shows you that it's proof that there is a clear Brexit competitive advantage. And there can be for business if we resist signing up for this claptrap, because we'll be unconstrained by EU rules. And in actual fact, if there's no deal, think about this. While EU companies will all be signed up to EU rules and regulations, British businesses will not. No deal means no level playing field. No deal means Brexit competitive advantage. And that's why we've got the leverage, and that's why we must not cave in. Now, one of the few titles I've actually seen report on this, to be fair, is the Financial Times on this story. Financial Times putting it as the 3 leading European business organisations urged EU leaders to strive for a trade deal with the UK rather than permitting a split between the economies, as talks remain stalled on a number of fronts, including the politically divisive topic of fishing rights. The presidents of Germany's BDI, Italy's Confindustria and France's MEDEF called on the bloc's leaders to explore all possible options to reach a solution which ensures smooth trade conditions while maintaining the conditions for fair competition between the Union and its British partner. See, here we go again. It's this concept, isn't it, that was denied for so long, that the advantage potentially for British business if we resist signing up to EU rules and restrictions is huge. And the EU wanting this so-called level playing field is self-evident. It shows you that Brexit competitive advantage is there if this country and this government have the bottle and the nerve to seize it. The Express also on this story, EU must cave in to UK over Brexit talks red lines. European business chiefs issue plea. European business leaders begged the EU to seal a Brexit deal with the UK rather than a brutal split ahead of today's crunch Brussels summit. The French president wants to maintain, of course, for Emmanuel Macron, maintain the same level of access to the UK's coastal waters after the end of the transition period. What planet is he on? I don't know. A German government source quoted in the Express is saying everybody knows that if there is no deal, then European quota in British waters is 0. Is the penny going to drop? We'll have to see. A Downing Street spokesman quoted as saying, the leaders discussed the latest state of play in the negotiations on our future relationship with the EU ahead of the October European Council. The Prime Minister denoted the desirability of a deal, but expressed his disappointment that more progress had not been made over the past 2 weeks. The Prime Minister said that he looked forward to hearing the outcome of the European Council and would reflect before setting out the UK's next steps. And of course, as I pointed out before, Boris Johnson was very clear, very direct, couldn't have been clearer in fact. The 15th of October, today, essentially a deal needed to be in the offing, needed to be on the table, pretty much needed to be done. Otherwise the UK would move on, assume no deal, assume WTO, and stop messing around in these negotiations. But it seems there's going to be at least some delay to that decision from Boris Johnson. I know in the comments lots of you unhappy with that. How long are you willing to wait for Boris Johnson to go beyond this 15th of October deadline? Let me know in the comments, guys. Really interested in what you think about this. Now, on the EU side, what's Ursula von der Leyen saying? Well, she's insisting the bloc will continue to work on a deal, stressing the importance of an agreement on fisheries, the so-called level playing field, of course, and governance. She said the EU is working on a deal, but not at any price. And again, just a final report, Yahoo, one of the key obstacles to a deal remains what access EU boats will have to UK fishing waters. France is seeking the same rights today under the EU's common fisheries policy, of course, that's absolutely decimated the British fishing industry, something the British government has rejected. EU split, possibly now, in a sign that Paris to come under pressure from other EU members to compromise. A German government official has said that when European coastal communities realise that they won't have any access to British waters without a deal, perhaps they will be more flexible. So there you go, guys. Again, I've not seen much coverage of this story on mainstream media. What a surprise. Let me know if you've seen it anywhere other than Guido. Big shout out to him again for flagging it, because it's stories like this that show you that what Brexiteers predicted in terms of the trajectory of the negotiations is correct, and EU businesses are now putting it on, breathing down the neck of the negotiators to secure a UK deal. And the British government have been very clear: free trade deal, yes; political control, no. As for the 15th of October deadline, that is what Boris Johnson clearly set out. What is he now going to do? How long is he going to allow this to rumble on for? And let's hope that the British government do not cave in on this so-called level playing field, and they certainly do not betray our coastal communities and our fishing industry. Let me know what you think is going to happen, guys. Let me know what you want to see the British government do. And of course, if you've enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful and informative, please help me out by clicking the thumbs up button. Really appreciate that. Click subscribe and the bell. And of course, click join if you want to become a supporter. We're going to have some real exclusive videos and bits and pieces on there. Would really appreciate your support so I can keep doing these videos nearly every day now. And as ever, guys, thank you very much, of course, for watching.